Hey everyone. So yeah, we're gonna go into one of my favorite little spots. They only sell used like movies, games, CDs, stuff like that. It's always super hit or miss, so I never know what I'm gonna get. But this is where I got my first Criterion, which, you know, we'll probably talk about that again once we get inside. But anyways, let's go check this out. Nice, guys. They got a whole ass wall now. This is nice and new. This section is. Oh, this is new. Put their VHS tapes over here. Oh, this is new. Cool, guys. Let's check this out. This is also where I found my first Criterion DVD. My first Criterion anything. And that film was Daniel Webster and the Devil. Or some people know it as All That Money Can Buy. Alright guys, so we made it back out and we got a bag of stuff. So, pretty old school stuff today, pretty old school haul. So let's get back to the house and I'll show y'all what I got. Alright y'all, so we made it back to the house. And if you already can tell by the thumbnail, you already know kind of what we found today in terms of format. I already took them out of the bag so we didn't have to ruffle through the bag. They're just all here in this box. But we're going to start off with something really awesome. Now this is one of my favorite sci-fi movies, and this is probably the way I watched it for the first time when I was growing up in the 90s. And that's going to be Stargate. This one is just so freaking good. It's a Roland Emmerich movie. It's a Roland Emmerich movie, and I still enjoy this guy's films. I have a fun time with his stuff, and Stargate was probably just the vessel that started that. It was pretty solid to get that. It is in pretty good condition. What I actually find to be funny about it is that on the back of it, it has printed. I think that's printed. It doesn't feel like a sticker. Yeah. It says watch Earth 2. So, but the tape's in really good condition. You know, dig it. Next up is another one that I absolutely adore. Now, I don't think that the first time I watched this, it was on VHS. It may have been only because we did rent VHS movies to take to friends' house and stuff, and certain friends still only had VCRs. But by the time this movie came out, my family had already converted to DVD. So that's how I mainly watched it. But I do believe I have seen this on VHS before. And that is going to be Scary Movie. This is an absolute classic. This movie is freaking hilarious. I probably watched this way younger than I ever should have. And I'm just glad to get this one added because to me, it's needed. Now, this kind of stinks. There might be a way to get this off. I'm not really sure. But that's okay. We'll just put this side, we'll just stick it in with this side sticking out. You know, no big deal. But the tape itself looked like it was in pretty good condition. We won't share. Oh, okay. I was going to say, we won't share whose house it came from, but it didn't come from someone's house. I just happened to see the address on it. And it came from Alpharetta, Georgia, from Kroger. So it was a rental from a Kroger. It may be a bit jumpy. But I'm actually going to check this out really soon just because I want to see how good or how bad it looks. And actually, this is my first time owning this on physical media in my collection. So I'm finally glad to be adding this one, even if it is just, you know, the VHS. And I don't even know. I'm pretty sure part 2 came out on VHS, but I don't think part 3 did. I think that was 2000. Well, it may. The first 3 may actually all be on VHS, but I don't own any of them. I only own part 5 on Blu-ray, and now I guess part 1 on tape. So now these next few coming up, I've never seen them, and they are blind buys. But for the price, you know, I couldn't really pass any of them up, and I really wasn't sure what the price was. There was no price anywhere located at, as you guys could tell. I didn't see a price, but you know, we paid 50 cents a piece for them, so I think I paid about $2 and something, you know, for maybe this one. I can't remember exactly what I paid for this one, but with the big craze going on of Dune, I thought this was a perfect time to get Children of Dune. Now, this has got James McAvoy in it, but his name isn't even listed up here in the credits. Susan Sarandon is the only one that I really recognize name-wise, but James McAvoy's name isn't even on it. Now, I believe this was like a TV movie. It says for the first time ever, the second and third books in the best-selling Dune Chronicles series are adopted for the screen in Children of Dune. This may have been a mini-series. I believe it was, because it says part 1, part 2, and it says not rated. So I believe this was probably a mini-series, and it was a rental as well. I love the Please Be Kind Rewind stickers. They are quite great. And this actually has the sticker on it from Blockbuster. January of 2005. So, pretty late in the VHS game. Now this next one, I got this because for some reason I was in somebody's live stream the other night, and in the chat people just kept talking about this movie, and I'd never heard of it, and I think it just got a new release, but I found it on VHS, so I got like the OG release, I suppose we can call it, and that is April Fool's Day. I've never seen this movie, but it's in the zeitgeist right now, and it's apparently a horror classic. I don't get to find horror movies on VHS oh so very often. It just doesn't really happen, you know. This is a nice one. It's got the nice, just plain spine. I like that. I like the simplicity. This is a really sweet cover. I really do dig that cover art. It just screams 80s. Paramount, which I'm assuming Paramount just released this, then maybe on a 4K or something like that. Maybe they gave it to a boutique label. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look that up when I'm done filming this. But this was not a rental. This was just in someone's personal collection. So that's kind of neat. Like, maybe it was only watched a couple times. And I'll just pop it into the VCR, watch it on the tube TV, like the only way that was possible oh so many years ago now. And we're gonna get to this last one now, guys. Now, I got this based on the fact that it is a made-for-TV movie, and it may have a DVD. I didn't look into it when I bought it, but I'm learning that some of this certain actor's movies didn't get upgraded very often. And he's one of my favorites, and he passed away last year. So I just felt like I had to grab it. And that's going to be Kris Kristofferson in 2 for Texas. Now, this is a Western, it looks like. It is a movie, but it's not rated. It's 96 minutes, so I love 90-minute movies. I love under 2-hour movies. Like, they're getting too long nowadays. But this one wasn't out of someone's collection. This was a rental from Tellico Plains, Tennessee. You know, I really, really doubt this place is around anymore. There's no video places still around, sadly. You know, everybody I know's lost them. Tellico Plains is a couple hours away from me. But the reason why I say this was a TV movie is because it is a TNT original. Look at that. It's got the old school TNT logo. I just really enjoyed that. I thought it was really awesome that it had that logo on it. So, you know, just a little something different. And this may have a DVD if it was popular enough, but this could be one that's stuck on VHS. The year on it is 1998. So yes. So yeah, 1998 is when this film came out. Late 90s. It may have gotten a DVD because there was a big surge of, you know, DVD happening right then and there. So this may be one that kind of launched on VHS and DVD. It's also the fact that it's a TV movie, so it just may not have. I'm going to do a little bit more research, and I'll put it right here whether or not it's stuck on VHS or if it has a DVD. So, alright guys, well that's going to do it for my haul today. We got, let me try to get these lined up so that way they look at least readable all in one area. But, you know, we got, you know, 5 VHS tapes, 5 movies, I guess, 6 tapes, and a double. I love having that double. I don't find a whole lot of double sets around that are in good condition, so I thought that this was pretty solid. It was in pretty good condition. I know some people nowadays, especially nowadays, they tend to stay away from buying used rental tapes. But we're losing access to just tapes in general, so I'll kind of just take what I can find, pop it in the VCR, see if I can get the tracking right. If I can't, then maybe the shells get used to replace other VHS tapes. I don't know much about it. I'm gonna have to look into it, but apparently you can customize VHS tapes and stuff, so I'll have to look into that. I have a friend, I think, that's looking into actually doing some of the customizations, and maybe he can use some extra tapes if I find that some of the movies I have just aren't worth keeping because they're not watchable. You know, I grew up watching tapes in the 90s, but I don't quite remember how to care for them or restore them properly. I was a kid. I was the one damaging those tapes that we're finding nowadays. You know, you live and you learn. Anyways, guys, if you've hung out till the end of this video, like always, I appreciate it. I want to take a moment to thank my members. Thank you guys for going above and beyond. I really do appreciate it, as always. And to everyone else, like always, that doesn't really matter. If you don't have it to give membership wise, I'm just happy that you're here watching it, liking it, and subscribing if you're not already subscribed. I need you guys to please just remember to always keep it physical.